Hey, welcome back to Shakesyear. We're in Act 2, Scene 1 of Henry VIII today, and we get to hear from first gentleman. Isn't that fun? So anyway, there was a whole Act 1, Scene 4 that we didn't get to have any monologues from. And if you remember at the end of Act 1, Scene 3, after they're done complaining about French fashion and how much they don't like it, they're like, oh, the cardinal's throwing a party. Act 1, Scene 4 is that party. And there's a bunch of people there and the cardinal's there, and a lot of it is just like, welcome everybody, have fun. And there's a woman there named Anne Boleyn who sits between a couple of the various lords, and they flirt with her a little bit and blah, 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 blah. And then there's word that like a French ship is coming nearby. So somebody's sent out to like greet the French ship and see who's on it and actually bid them come hang out at this party. So he goes, and then he comes back with the French people, who's actually the king in disguise. Like the king and a bunch of his dudes dressed like shepherds and decided to say that they were French so they could, I don't know, be unrecognizable at this party. So they come in disguise, and when the music starts, the king grabs Anne Boleyn to take her to dance because he says she's the most beautiful woman that he's ever seen in his life. And as it turns out, I think it's Cardinal Wolsey figures out, or it's Lord Chamberlain, figures out that the king is actually there, and they're like, I bet you're the king. And the king's like, yeah, that's me. Hi, sorry. And he continues to woo Anne Boleyn throughout the party, and they revel into the night. So Act 2, Scene 1 is the next day, a couple days later, whatever. It's not concurrent with the party. And we get first gentleman and second gentleman in the scene, and they're both like hurrying around places, and second gentleman's like, where are you going? And first gentleman's like, I'm going to, first gentleman says to second gentleman, like, where are you going? And second gentleman's like, I want to find out what happened at Buckingham's trial. Like, I'm going to go there and see what's going on. And first gentleman's like, yeah, it's kind of sort of already done. And second gentleman's like, wait, how do you know? Were you there? Like, can you tell me anything about it? And the first gentleman says, I'll tell you in a little. The great Duke came to the bar, where, to his accusations, he pleaded still not guilty, and alleged many sharp reasons to defeat the law. The king's attorney, on the contrary, urged on the examinations, proofs, confessions of divers witnesses, which the Duke desired to him brought viva voce to his face, at which appeared against him his surveyor, Sir Gilbert Peck, his chancellor, and John Carr, confessor to him, with that devil monk Hopkins that made this mischief. So it's not a very exciting monologue, but it's a little bit of a recap that the Duke was maintaining his innocence, but then there were all these people brought in saying bad things about him, including this monk Hopkins, who sort of prophesied that the Duke would become king, and the King Henry and his family would not prosper in terms of keeping the throne. So they keep talking a little bit and just sort of talking about the trial and how it's too bad that things are not going well for Buckingham, and they hear that he's been sentenced and all that sort of thing. And then we get into, I don't want to go too much farther than that because I want to give that recap tomorrow. But yeah, so we're back on the subject of Buckingham. Actually, let's see, what do we have tomorrow? We're back on the subject of Buckingham, from whom we actually get to hear tomorrow. So let's save that for tomorrow, and where his whole trial is going and what his sentence looks like. Find that out then. I'll see you then. Mwah.